Happy, happy Monday, and welcome. Today is August 7th. It's Monday morning. It's 12:32. It's 12:32. God bless everyone, and welcome to our YouTube channel. Tonight, tonight we will be talking about uh, Cuba and U.S. relations with Cuba. That is the topic. That is the topic, and as you can observe, I put I put the Virgin Mary as I put the Virgin Mary as my avatar. So that means that tonight we are also honoring the Holy Mother of God. Tonight we are honoring the Holy Mother of God, which is the Virgin Mary, the Immaculate Conception. The Immaculate Conception. In the name of God, in the name of our Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary. So tonight, I repeat, tonight's topic will be Cuba, and God bless all my, all my Cuban brothers. God bless all my Cuban brothers. Okay. Uh, please forgive the interruption. My sincere apologies. Okay. I repeat, tonight's topic, tonight's topic will be Cuba, and we are honoring our Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary. Okay, Chris Truck, God bless you. Kid Rock, God bless you, and I hope your dear mother is doing well. Jane Perry, welcome, and God bless you, and God bless everyone. Okay, everyone that has a wrench, everyone that has a wrench, any comments, any comments that you see that are inappropriate, people with false IDs, block them out immediately. Block them out immediately. Uh, Kid Rock, Kid Rock, you have a managerial wrench. I repeat, Kid Rock, you have a managerial wrench. That means that you have the power. You have the power to block someone completely out of this channel. If anyone comes with comments that are inappropriate, no breaks. Get the person out immediately. You, I give you the full authority, and I will back you up 100%. This ship will maintain. This ship will maintain sailing direct, and our rules and regulations are in effect. Uh, uh, we will not bend. We will not bend, and we do not negotiate. We do not negotiate with demons. To be clear, Kid Rock, you have a managerial wrench. Use it. Use it, and I will back you up. Uh, in your case, Kid Rock, do not time no one out. Just get rid of them. Block them out completely. They will be blocked forever. That's the way we do it here. Other chat family members, that have a wrench, you time out the person. If they come out, you time them out again. You eliminate them completely. Here we don't give breaks. Once you mess up, once you come on this channel and you make your first mistake, you are gone forever. I want all chat family members that have a wrench. Them are the rules. Here there are no second chances, and we do not accept apologies. There are no apologies here. Once you mess up, you messed up, and you are gone forever. Like I always say every night, people over 40 should know right from wrong. If you are over 40, you should know right from wrong. So that means there are no breaks here. On this channel, I want to repeat it clearly. If you mess up here, you're gone forever. That's the way I have lived all my life. My parents taught me there is no time in life to be making stupid mistakes. Because once you are over 40, and I repeat, you should know right from wrong. Now, if you're a baby, and God bless Isaiah, you see Isaiah, God bless him, he's a baby. So that means that Isaiah could make all the mistakes he wants because he will be forgiven over 1,000,000 times. But to be clear, once Isaiah reaches over 40, if God permits, no more breaks. God bless Isaiah, and God bless Miss Bella Rose, which is the grandmother of Isaiah. And Isaiah, in the name of God, Isaiah is going to be a professional man, a man of honor and respect. And who knows, Isaiah might be the president of the United States of America, if God permits. Okay, so we are clear on that. I don't come to YouTube to waste time. This channel is dedicated to God and to the Holy Mother. And this channel will walk straight. No gossip, no drama, no turmoil ever. I will repeat it again. And please bear with me. This channel, in the name of God, in the name of the Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary, this channel will not permit ever, ever gossip, turmoil, drama of any kind. We're not here for that. I will not waste my time on that. If anyone comes here, it doesn't matter the person, they are gone. They are gone forever. I never want to see them again as long as I live. That's the way I work it here. So if you like drama, if you like gossip, and you enjoy turmoil, this channel is not for you. So I wish you the best. God bless you, and I wish you all the best. And I send you blessings. But on this channel, there is no drama, there is no turmoil, and there is no gossip. Ever, ever. In the name of God and the Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary. I'm going to repeat it 1,000,000 times because I want to be clear. I am in YouTube. Why am I on YouTube? Not for the likes, not to make any money, because I don't need any money. And if I would need money, I would get another job. I repeat, if I would need money, I would get me another job. Because when I was younger, I had 2 jobs. When I first got married, in 1977, from 1977 up to the year 2000, I've always had 2 jobs. I've always had 2 jobs. Because life is expensive. And in the world, once you're married, once you are a responsible man, and you are a responsible husband, and you are a responsible father and grandfather, and you want to take care of your family properly, a person must have 2 jobs. That is reality of life. That is reality of life. If you want to be a responsible man, if you want to pay your mortgage on time, you want to pay your car payments on time, every time your granddaughter or your grandson tells you, "Grandpa, can you buy me some sneakers?" You want to be able to buy them the sneakers. That is the way I am, so I am sharing the way I am. So to be clear, I am not on YouTube to get likes, to get monetized. If this channel in the future gets monetized, it's because it's the will of God. But I'm not going to be telling people, ah, send me this, send me that. Never, never. You will never see a cash app. You will never see a cash app on this channel. To be clear, to be clear, I am not criticizing. I am not, to be clear, I am not criticizing the other content creators that do it. That's their business. That is their business. If they promote their cash apps, no problem. They everyone has the right to do what they want on their channel. But here on this channel, you will never see a cash app. Never. First, I don't trust cash apps. When I donate to channels, I always donate super chats or super stickers because I do not trust cash apps. That is my opinion. That is just the way I am. To be clear, because here on YouTube, when a person makes a comment, when I make a comment, I must be clear because I do not want to be misinterpreted. I do not want to be misinterpreted. I have nothing against cash apps. I have nothing against content creators that ask for money. That is their style. No problem. And like I explained yesterday, there's a lot of people that criticize a content creator for asking for money. No, that person has the right to ask for money. That is his style. There's nothing wrong with that because the person asking for money is not a scammer. I want to be clear on that. I explained it yesterday and I will explain it again. Content creators that ask for money, they're not scamming anyone. They're just asking for money, and it's up to you. It is up to you, the viewer, to send them money or not. See, they are not scammers. A scammer is the guy that was saying that he had cancer. See, that's a scammer. That's a scammer. What is a scammer? A scammer is an individual that tells you that makes like that does fraud. In other words, a person. This is just an example. A person can come on YouTube and make believe that they're an 85-year-old lady, and that the old lady has no legs, that has no arms, that is blind, but in reality is not an elderly lady. See, that is fraud. That is fraud. But a content creator, and we all know who I'm talking about. That content creator, you may not like him, but he's showing his face. He shows his face. He does not use any avatar, and he has followers. The people that want to donate to him, they have the right to donate to him. He's not scamming anyone. We must be clear, and like I said yesterday, if we are going to be Christians, we have to be Christians full time. Full time. We have to be clear. We have to be clear on everything. And there's another content creator that everyone also is a troublemaker, likes to make trouble, but at least he shows his face. We must be clear. There are certain troublemakers on YouTube, and they can be troublemakers They can have a million faults, but at least they're showing their face. They're not hiding behind an avatar. So, so I have to give them credit for that, and I have to respect them for that. We have to be clear. We all have to try to be. If we want to believe in God, we have to be honest. To be clear, I am not applauding them, but you must give them some kind of respect because they're showing their face. In other words, in other words, what they are saying, look, I am a demon. I am a troublemaker, but look, I'm showing my face. Do you understand? Because there's a lot of people that don't show their face, that they hide behind avatars, and they're troublemakers. But these troublemakers, at least they show their face. I hope I hope everyone understands what I'm saying and save it in your wallets because I'm telling the truth. You cannot debate me on what I'm saying. No one can debate what I'm saying because what I'm saying is reality. There's a lot of individuals on YouTube that are troublemakers, that are demons, that do bad things, and they hide their face. You don't know how they look like. You don't even know if they're a man or a woman because they hide behind an avatar. The ones that I'm talking about, they do not hide their face. If you see them in the street, if you see them in the street, you can go up to them and say, hey, what's happening? Do you understand my point? These show their face, at least you know how they look like. And you have to give them, and you have to give these individuals, you have to give them a little respect for that because they're showing their face. At least they have the courage to show their face. And that I respect that. I respect that. And we should all respect that. To be clear, we are not agreeing how they are behaving, but at least they're showing their face. And that has some value. And I repeat, there are dozens and dozens of individuals on YouTube that do evil, that they lie, and they like to start trouble, but they don't show their face. We do not know who they are. If we see them on the street, we don't even know who they are. They can even come up to you and give you a hug. At least if these guys give me a hug, I will know what let me see. If they give me a hug, at least I know who's giving me the hug. That is a metaphor. So I hope we are clear on that. Okay, getting back to what I was saying. Please follow my rules and regulations, and this channel is going forward. This channel will not permit, if anyone comes with gossip, drama, or turmoil, gone forever. Gone forever. No apologies. No breaks here. You mess up once and you are gone. Okay. Okay. It doesn't matter if you're Catholic or not. That is your mother. That is our mother. That is the mother of all creation because that is the mother of God. Whether you are a Catholic or not, and I respect all religions, and all religions are welcome here. But that is our holy mother. Okay, tonight's topic is Cuba. So I'm going to start off, and I want to give a big hug to all my Cuban brothers because Cubans and Puerto Ricans are blood brothers. Tonight, there's a lot of people. I must be clear to everyone with the utmost respect and everything. There's a lot of people on YouTube that have no idea about Puerto Rican culture and heritage. They have no idea what Cuban and what is Cuban culture and heritage. All they know is the stereotypes. All they know is the stereotypes that they see in Hollywood movies. An example, there is a movie called Scarface with Al Pacino. He portrays a Cuban gangster. That is like half percent. That doesn't uh, that character is that is not Cuban culture and heritage. That is just a stereotype. That is a stereotype because there's a lot of people that live in total ignorance. They think that they saw the movie Scarface and okay, check this out. An individual sees the movie Scarface. That individual, in his ignorance, in his mind, okay, all the Cubans are like that. Huh? That is crazy. That is crazy. That is just a story. That is just a story. That is just a Hollywood story. Yes, they are gangsters. They are gangsters and criminals in every race. But that's a small minority. Like an example, the Italians. There's a lot of people, ignorance. They think that all Italians are members of the mafia. That is stupid. That is to live in ignorance. Yes, the mafia has a lot of members or had a lot of members that were Italian. But that is a small minority. The Italian mafia does not represent the Italian people. I'm Puerto Rican. I am a Puerto Rican from the South Bronx. In the South Bronx, when I was a kid, they were Puerto Rican gangsters, but not all. That doesn't represent all. Not all Puerto Ricans are gangsters. We Puerto Ricans are not all gangsters. Not all Italians are all gangsters. Not all the Cubans are not Scarface. So tonight here on this channel, we're going to clear up a lot of stereotypes because a lot of people have no idea what the Cuban heritage is all about, have no idea what Puerto Rican heritage is all about. And also, there's a lot of people on YouTube that have no idea what Italian culture and heritage is all about. And that is sad. So tonight I ask you all of our cat family, do you know where you come from? I want everyone on the chat with the utmost respect, of course, ask yourself mentally, do I know where I come from? Do you know where your parents came from? Do you know where your grandparents came from? Because everyone should know that. Because I've said it before, a person that does not know their roots is a half person. To be clear, one thing, what we are all, the majority of us on the chat, we are all U.S. citizens. We all belong to to our great nation, which is the United States of America. That is our citizenship, and we are under the U.S. Constitution. Okay, that is legal. I'm talking about legal, but we all have unique culture, culture and heritage and customs that comes from our parents. See, a lot of people mix citizenship and the U.S. Constitution with our culture and heritage of our parents and grandparents. No, one thing is our personal culture and heritage, and another thing is our citizenship. We must not mix the two. They are apart. In other words, if you are Italian, and may God bless my Italian brothers and sisters, and I give them a big hug, because I was brought up when I was a kid in New York City, I grew up with a lot of Italians. So I know very well the culture, the heritage, and with all modesty, I know the true culture of the great Italian people. I know the true culture of the great Irish people. I know the true culture of the great Jewish people. Why? Because when I was a kid, in my era, I had the privilege of growing up with Jewish, with Italian, with Irish. That was in my era. That was it. See, when I was a kid, in all New York City blocks, whether you lived in Queens, whether you lived in Brooklyn, Bronx, uh, no matter the borough that you are from, if you are from my era, because I was born in 1955, if you were born in my era, all the kids that were born in my era, we had the privilege of having Italian friends, Jewish friends, African American friends. We had friends of different culture and heritage, and we all played together. We all played together, and we all learned from each other. But to be clear, we first started off fighting. And in order to be a friend, first you had to have a bloody nose. And that would earn you respect. That was back in my era. I'm going to tell you a short story. One time I started playing with a group of Italian kids. I was the only Puerto Rican. But when I started playing with them, they didn't accept me like quick. I had to earn their respect. So how did I meet them? When I approached them, one of them just gave me a punch in my nose, a bloody nose. And then I fought back and I got another bloody nose. Yeah, because let me tell you, back in my era, Italian kids were real tough. But even if you got beat up by an Italian kid, but at least if you fought back, they respected you. So I got a lot of bloody noses from the Italian kids. But and then they became my friend, and I became their friend because at least I stood up to them, and they let me play with them. You see, that's the way it was back then. In order for you to be accepted in a group that was not your heritage, you had to fight first. But it was a fair fight, not like now that they take out knives and guns and they kill you. No, back then it was fair fighting. It was just regular kid fight. You fought for a little while, and in an hour, everybody was friends. We shake hands, and everybody was a friend. That's the way it was back then. But now it's different. Now you get killed. Anyway, uh, getting back to the topic, let me check the chat for a second. Okay, we got Pain Like Bane. Pain, a big hug for Pain Like Bane. Kid Rock, a blessing for your dear mom, and I hope your dear mom is feeling better. In the name of God, in the name of the Virgin Mary. God bless you, Paul C. Mikey, my dear friend Mikey, a big hug for Mikey. Mikey is one of my favorite people on YouTube. Mikey is A1. A big hug for Mikey. God bless you, Mikey. Mikey, Mikey, would you like to be on the panel? You are welcome to be on the panel. So I am inviting Mikey. Mikey, if you want to be on the panel, just write to me and I'll paste the link. It'll be an honor to have Mikey on the panel. Don Miko, a big hug for Don Miko. Albanian Syndicate, a big hug for Albanian Syndicate. Chris Truck, my dear friend. Chris Truck, one of the nicest human beings on YouTube. I must say this comment. Whoever has a problem with Chris Truck must be a sick person. A person that has a problem with Chris Truck has to be sick. Has to be sick. Chris Truck is what I call a piece of he's what we call in Spanish una pelota de vergüenza. Una pelota de vergüenza. That means that Chris Truck is a real gentleman, a real gentleman of honor, and he's a good person, incapable of doing harm to anyone, incapable. So whoever has a problem with Chris Truck, in my opinion, needs mental help immediately. Because Chris Truck is a good person. Chris Truck has a pure heart. That is my opinion of Chris Truck. Albanian Syndicate, a big hug. Bella Rose, a big hug for Miss Bella, the greatest grandmother that ever lived on YouTube and outside of YouTube. And God bless Isaiah. And I hope Isaiah becomes the president of the United States of America when Isaiah grows up. Okay. Going back, and we had Jane Perry, Miss Carol Quill. Okay. I don't want to miss everyone. Everyone is important. Everyone is important on this channel. God bless everyone. God bless everyone. Okay. Okay. Let me go. Okay. Mikey, do you want to go up? Do you want to be with me on the panel tonight? Mikey, also Chris Truck. Chris, do you want to be on the panel? Just tell me and I will paste it. Okay, hold on. I'm going to get the magnifying glass because I wanna be able to read because the words are so small. Let me send a big hug also to Emery. Emery, Emery, where are you? I, Emery, if you want to be on the panel, you are welcome always on the panel. This is your channel also. Okay, okay. Edwin, I cannot come on the. Okay, Kid Rock. No problem. Kid Rock, the most important thing, I hope your mother is doing well. That is the most important thing. So, everyone, please send prayers in the name of God and to our Holy Mother for the well-being of kids rock, dear mother. So we pray. So we pray to God that kids rock mother gets well. Okay, okay. Let's get back to the topic. I've been on the air. Wow, time goes fast. I've been on the air for 44 minutes. Okay. Okay. Whoever wants to be with me on the panel is welcome. Just let me know on the chat, okay? And I will paste the link. Everyone in the chat, everyone on the chat is welcome to be with me on the panel. All of you. I have room for 10 people. I can fit 10 people on the panel, no problem. And we could all talk at the same time. Okay, thank you, Edwin, for your kind words. Okay, no problem, Kid Rock. Kid Rock, this is your channel. This is your channel. Okay. Okay. Who wants to be with me on the panel? Come on. All are welcome. Just tell me and I will paste it. Just text me and I will paste it. Because I want to discuss what Cuban culture, the true Cuban culture. Because a lot of people do not know about our Cuban brothers. And okay, we got Minnie the Moocher. Minnie, God bless you and welcome. Minnie the Moocher, our executive producer of this channel. Minnie, would you like to be on the panel? Come on, Minnie. Minnie, if you want to be on the panel, just tell me that I will send the link. Albanian Syndicate, you are welcome to be on the panel. Don't be shy. No one has to see your faces. Just follow the directions. Once you reach the last step of the link, you press the camera, and the camera, you can put your avatar or the letter. It is very simple. Edwin, Chris Truck says, Edwin, I love Cuban culture and food as well. And also Chris Truck, I would suggest in your case to meet the beautiful Cuban women. The Cuban women are beautiful and they are excellent wives. And you will be married in 30 days. I guarantee it. With all respect to the beautiful Cuban women. So Chris, think about meeting a beautiful Cuban young lady. They are excellent, and they are beautiful. They are gorgeous. They come in all sizes and colors. What that I mean, they are Cuban women that are blonde completely, that have green, that have blue eyes, that have fair skin. They are also beautiful Cuban women of African heritage. That they are beautiful. They are also Cuban women that are of Indian heritage. Okay, so Cuban women, just like Puerto Rican women, they all come in all sizes and colors. To be clear, a lot of people did not know that. They are Cuban women that look like Nicole Kidman. They are Puerto Rican women that look exactly like Nicole Kidman. They are Puerto Rican women and Cuban women that look like Pam Grier. They're beautiful. To be clear, because there's a lot of stereotypes. See, Cubans and Puerto Ricans, like Dominicans, like Mexicans, you see, all Hispanics, their origin, listen to me carefully, our origin, we all come from, and I'm talking about the 1400s, we all come from Spain. We all come from Spain and Africa. In every family, and I must say this comment, because there's a lot of racism. There's a lot of racism in this world. In every family in the world, in every race, creed, and color, you have African heritage. But a lot of people don't want, God forbid, God forbid. You see? That is wrong. That is a sin. In every family, look, and I'm going to explain it to you. That way everyone will understand clearly. You can come from the whitest family in the whole universe. All your relatives can be blonde, blue-eyed with green eyes and have white skin like milk. But if you check your family tree, you're going to have a relative that is of African heritage. In every family, there is a relative of African heritage. So instead of denying it, embrace it with pride. Embrace it. A lot of people in this day and age, we are in 2023. There is still racism against someone having black skin. That is stupid. That is stupid. Again, I repeat, in 2023, we still have people on this earth. We still have people on this earth that are prejudiced against someone that has black skin. That is the most stupidest thing. That is stupid. That is a mortal sin. That is a mortal sin. To be a racist is to be a mortal sin. And I must clarify this. I must clarify this because you hear this every day on YouTube. Emery is a racist. Emery is a Nazi, they say. That is nonsense. That is gossip. Emery is a good person. Emery is one of the nicest human beings that I have met on YouTube. I'm going to repeat it again. You hear on YouTube, you hear from certain individuals, Emery is a racist. Emery is a Nazi. That is gossip. I repeat, Emery is one of the nicest human beings that I have ever met in my life. He's a good person, a decent person. That's how come I call him my nephew. That's how come I say he's my nephew. That's how come I say that this is his channel too. Because he's a good person. If Emery was a Nazi, if Emery was a racist, he would not be my nephew. Simple. It's so simple. If Emery was a real Nazi and a real racism, he would never be on this channel. And he would not be my nephew. It is real simple. I'm 67 years old. I know who's who on YouTube. I know who's you. I know who's who on YouTube. I know the good people, and I know the not so good people also. So no one can fool me. No one can tell me things that are not correct. I'm 67 years old. I'm born and raised in the South Bronx. My 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 sense of smell has never betrayed me. That's how come I'm 67 years old. And God has blessed me with good health. Thank God. God has blessed me with good health, mental and physically. I am working. I work every day, and I will work until the day that I die. And God has blessed me with with a little wisdom. God has blessed me with a little wisdom. That's how come I'm 67 years old. And I only ask God for good health, mental and physically, and to give me a little bit more time on this earth. That's all I ask. But I will accept his will at any time. But I want to be clear, and I want everyone to be clear. Emery is a good person. Emery is a good person. The rest, that is a lot of gossip and turmoil and stupid stuff, kid stuff. That is stupid. So to be clear, I want Emery is a good person, and all these guys that you see that they act tough on YouTube, all these guys that they act tough and you see that they talk tough. What? But one day, listen to me carefully. What I'm saying to all the tough guys, to all the tough guys on YouTube. One day, one day, someone is gonna knock in your door. In outside of YouTube, they're gonna go to your homes and they're gonna knock on your door, and then and then and then you're gonna have to ask yourself, are you guys really tough? See, one thing is to be tough on YouTube, and another is in the streets. Think about that. Think about that. I want everyone to think about that. See, because a lot of people, I see a lot of people, I'm talking in general. I will not mention names because I'm not into that. But I'm just saying this in good faith because maybe the light of God will enter in their brains. And before something happens to them in the street, I don't want nothing bad to happen to anyone because you could end up in the hospital or you're gonna end up in the funeral parlor without the flowers. Without the flowers. Again, one thing is to be tough on YouTube, and another is to be tough in the streets. When someone knocks, when you're walking the street and someone says to you, hey, you're that tough guy. You're that tough guy on YouTube, right? So now I want to see if you're real tough. That's going to happen if you do not change your behavior on YouTube. That is going to happen to you. Listen to me carefully to what I am saying. I am now speaking as a father and a grandfather. And that's the way I brought up my son and my grandson and my granddaughter. Always be humble, always be respectful to everyone. Never, never, never be disrespectful. Never show off that you are tough. That is nonsense. That is nonsense. That all is nonsense. All these people that like to show off that they're tough, and they tell these stories. Wow, they tell these stories. It is like watching a movie. That they did this, they did that, they beat up three guys at the same time. They know this, they know that. But in reality, when reality comes, they are the first cowards that hide. They are the first cowards that hide. When I was a kid, when I was a kid, when you were 18 years old, when as soon as you reach 18, you had to register in the draft. That was that was a law. You had to register in the draft. And when I was a kid, as soon as you were 18, uh, the draft the draft was mandatory. Was mandatory. You had to go to the army, or to the navy, or to the Marine Corps, whatever you chose, but you had to go mandatory. All our dear veterans, the ones that were in the Vietnam War, may God bless them, because there's a lot of them that are still alive. Uh, there, uh, there are a lot of veterans that are my age. To be clear, uh, I registered when I was 18. I registered. I registered when I became 18. At that time, the Vietnam War was ending when I registered, and then the Congress, they had changed the law, but I registered. I registered that the same day of my 18th birthday. At that time, at that time, at that time, at that time, the draft board. At that time, when I was 18, I went to all the way to Arthur Avenue. In Arthur Avenue, there was a draft office. So I went near Arthur Avenue with my friend. I had a friend, may God bless him. Uh, his birthday was the same day that my birthday was. So we registered together. We registered together. Okay. So getting back, getting back to what I was saying, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that think they're tough on YouTube, and you see them insulting. They insult the person. They insult the person on their lives. They insult them. They degrade that person. But I am sure that the person that they are insulting, if that person knocks on their door, it's gonna be something else. They're not going to insult the person in their face. Why? Because they do not have that courage. See, one thing is to have YouTube courage, and the other is when you see the person, face to face. So please, if you are insulting people on YouTube, and daring them to fight, stop that. Stop that, please. Because one day you will be walking in the street, and one day someone is going to come up to you and tell you, let's see for real that you are tough. And then there's a saying in Spanish that says, y los huevos se ponen a peso. Y los huevos se ponen a peso. That means that the eggs, every egg is gonna cost $1. Every egg is gonna cost $1. You see? And I repeat it again. One thing is to be tough on YouTube, and the other is in real life. It's outside of YouTube. Because because I always like to say that this is real life. YouTube is real life because this is real time. This is we are investing time in this. This is not make believe. This is real. And why? Because the people that receive money on YouTube, you don't receive fake money. You receive real money. Let us be clear. We must be clear. So please, to all the distinguished gentlemen and to all the distinguished ladies, those that portray that they are tough on YouTube, stop it. Those that insult others on YouTube, please stop it, because the day will come. Because God works in mysterious ways. The day will come when you will be walking in the street and someone is going to come up to you and tell you, hey, you are the tough person, huh? Let us see how tough you are. And that will happen. That will happen. Because what the bad things you do, the same bad things you do will be the same will be done to you. If you treat everyone with respect, if you are respectful to everyone, if you are kind to everyone, if you are thoughtful, if you are honest, to people, the same treatment will come to you. But if you are evil to people, evil will come to you. Please listen to my advice. Avoid, 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 avoid going to the hospital. Avoid being dead. Avoid being dead. You know how many people I have seen that act tough, and in the moment of truth, they hide like cowards. They hide like cowards. You know how many people I have seen telling things, saying lies, and in the moment of truth, they are unmasked. Be honest always. Be yourself. Like one time I told a story. I had a friend. He, I had a friend that I used to play, that I used to joke around with him, and say, "Hey, you're an ugly guy." But that ugly guy had beautiful women. He had the most beautiful girlfriends. Why? Because you see, my mother used to say this too. Handsome only lasts 5 minutes. See, his ugliness only lasted 5 minutes because he the way he talked to women, they fall in love with him in a minute. Why? And he was not so attractive, and he was not so handsome, but he knew how to talk to a woman. He made the woman feel like they were the most important thing in the world. You see? American made. God bless you. Everyone, say hello to American made. Everyone, subscribe to American made. American made. God bless your family. God bless Mrs. American made, and God bless your dear children. American made children. American made. Great channel. Uh, a very brilliant young man with great talent. A big hug, American made. American made. Would you like to be on the panel? Come on. Let me check. Wait. Let me check what the chat is saying. The chat family. Man, no one wants to be on the panel. Is it? I'm gonna have to change. I use Aqua Velva. I have to buy a new cologne. Come on, people. Who wants to be on the panel? Who wants to be on the panel? Okay. Come on. Who wants to be on the panel? If you want to be on the panel, just text it on the chat and I will get the link. I will get the link quickly and you can be on the panel. Come on. The panel is open to everyone. I want to hear the voices. American Made. Come on. Albanian Syndicate. Come on. Chris Truck. Everyone is welcome to be on the panel. Okay, getting back to our I'm gonna make. Okay, I've been on the air for over an hour. Okay, I want to make a part two. I want to make a part two because I want to invite on the panel Dr. Millo. Dr. Millo. She's a specialist. She's a specialist in Latin American studies. So I want Dr. Millo to be with me on the panel. Okay, to be clear, Cuba. Cuba is a beautiful island. It's uh, it's 10 times bigger than Puerto Rico. Uh, the Cuban island is a big island. It is big, very beautiful. It is beautiful. Uh, personally, personally, I have never been to Cuba, but I have a lot of Cuban friends in Puerto Rico. I have Cuban friends. I know Cubans. I have Cuban friends. Cubans that left Cuba when Fidel Castro got. May he rest in peace. May he rest because any person that I mention that have passed away, I always say God bless their memory. There's a lot of people that hate Fidel Castro, but that person is dead already. So we must respect the dead. We must respect the dead. Okay, when Fidel Castro took over Cuba, that was, if I'm not mistaken, was it 1958 or 1959 that Fidel Castro takes over Cuba. As soon as Fidel Castro took over Cuba, he immediately the system was a communist system. What he did was immediately he took over all private businesses were under government control. That means if you had a business at that time in Cuba, that is not your business anymore. That is the government's business. That means that if you had a restaurant in Cuba, that restaurant, he became the owner of the restaurant. His government. You see, back then also in Cuba, as soon as as soon as he took as soon as Fidel Castro took over, your property was government property. That means that your house is no longer your house. It belongs to the government. That's how come thousands and thousands of Cubans just left Cuba. You cannot, that system is a horrible system. That's how come, that, that is how come uh, a large population of Cubans, they all left to the state of Florida. And as soon as they got to Florida, uh, the first generation that left to Cuba when Fidel Castro takes over Cuba, these people are all professional people. These are all professional business owners, very educated people, people of class, of great education. Uh, these were the elite of Cuba. Okay? So when they arrived to the state of Florida, immediately, okay, to be clear, at that time, at that time, there was a law, but they repealed that law. They repealed that law like a few years ago. Listen to me carefully. Any Cuban, any Cuban that left Cuba as soon as they touch American soil, they had the word. Wait, there's a word that I want to. There's a word that's in my brain, but I just can't get it out. As soon as a Cuban, as soon as a Cuban stepped on American soil, they had they were protected. They were protected as legal exiles. Okay, they were protected as legal exiles, and that same law helped them get U.S. citizenship immediately. That's the way it was back then. But they repealed that. Sadly, they repealed that law. Now, now we live in 2023. Any Cuban that escapes from Cuba now, and as soon as they reach American soil, they do not have that privilege anymore. They are treated like any illegal alien. They have to go. They have to go through all the process. But before, uh, our Cuban brothers did not have to go through all that hassle. Okay, Cubans and Puerto Ricans in Spanish they say son familia de la misma ala. Okay, that means that in English, that means that the Puerto Rican culture and the Cuban culture very similar, and also why do Puerto Ricans and Cubans are like blood brothers? Because when the Cubans fought the Spanish War, uh, the Cubans they had a war with Spain. That's before. That's before. That's before the Americans. The Cubans had a war with Spain, and then they were Puerto Ricans. They were Puerto Ricans at that time that they joined the Cuban army to fight against the Spaniards. So Cubans and Puerto Ricans they have they have uh they have a relationship like brothers, like Cubans and Puerto Ricans are like family, and our cultures are similar, and the food is similar, and if you come to Puerto Rico and visit Puerto Rico, the island of Puerto Rico is exactly like is exactly the same colors and everything, exactly like Cuba. The only difference is that Puerto Rico is a little island, but Cuba is a gigantic island. The next time, because I want to do a part two, I want to do a part two on Cuba. The next time I'm gonna have factual information, complete information with the help of Dr. Milo. Dr. Milo is an expert on Cuba and an expert on all Latin American countries. Uh, she is my personal friend, and her husband also. They are they are professors of university, and they have traveled to Latin America and everything. They're good, very professional people. Because I want to bring up topics because there's a lot of stereotypes. There's a there's a lot of people on YouTube that think that all Cubans are like the movie Scarface. That is I mean that is crazy. There's a lot of people on YouTube that think that all the Italians are like Lucky Luciano. That all Italians are from the mafia. That is not true. That is stereotype. It's like they say there's a lot of stereotypes about African Americans, which I'm going to clarify on this channel also. We're going to talk about real serious topics because I see, I've been on YouTube almost 2 years active and I observe a lot and there's a lot of racism. Sometimes I hear jokes that are in bad taste. I don't say anything, but I save it in my wallet. See, because I'm not into gossip or drama or turmoil. I'm not gonna come on. I'm not gonna come on this channel and say so and so said a racist comment. I will not say that because that's gonna create gossip and turmoil. Because the person is not gonna say, yes, I said it. Yeah, what everyone is saying is true. I'm not gonna get into that because that's gossip. What I am going to do on this channel is to try to orientate, to bring people to reality. That way, once that way, when you see an African American, I want the next time, if you are not African American and you see an African American, I want you to respect that person because on this channel, we're going to talk about the history of African Americans and what they have suffered in slavery. Just think about it. Just think about this. You are an African American. You are in Africa, in your own neighborhood, with your own family, and you are having a nice day. And suddenly, an army of individuals they come and they put you on chains. They put you. They force you. They take your dignity. They take your dignity away from you. They take your self this. They take your self respect away from you. They spit in your face. They chain you up. They put you on a ship, and then they take you to a land that you have no idea where you're going. You don't understand the language. They just kidnap you. They separate your family. Then they sell you as a slave. Think about that. How would you feel if they do that to you? So the next time you see an African American, that's what they did. That's what they did to his ancestors. Think about that. The next time you see an African American, think about that. Another story, when the Italians first came to America, the same thing. Not with the chains, but the same racism. The same racism. And the same disrespect. It's the same. It's the same. And I'm going to talk about Italian heritage, Puerto Rican heritage, Cuban heritage. There's a lot of stereotypes also with the Dominican community. And I have a lot of Dominican friends here in Puerto Rico. Here in Puerto Rico, there are over 100,000 Dominicans that live permanently in Puerto Rico. The majority of them are U.S. citizens. Cubans are U.S. citizens also. Because there's a lot of people on YouTube that don't know that. I saw a comment. I saw a comment on YouTube a few days ago. I'm not going to say where I saw it, but uh, Cubans that live in Florida, the majority of them are U.S. legal citizens. Cubans have been Cubans have been in the American Cubans have been in America, in the United States, since the 1800s, just like Puerto Ricans. That is part of history. Cubans have uh, have contributed to what the state of Florida, to the greatness of Florida. There's a lot of things that a lot of people do not know about the great Cuban people. Just a lot of stereotypes, stupid stereotypes. Okay. Okay. That is true, Kid Rock. That is true. To be clear, to be clear, Kid Rock says, I agree what you said, but it's a fact that some of the kings in Africa sold their own people. That is correct, Kid Rock. That is a fact of history. So I'm glad, Kid Rock, I am very glad that you bought that comment, and I'm going to post that comment. I'm going to post that comment. Uh, I'm going to post that comment. That way everyone can see it. And I'm going to read it again. Kid Rock, and Kid Rock is correct. Kid Rock says, I agree what you said, but it's a fact that some of the kings in Africa sold their own people. That is correct, Kid Rock. And I am happy, that Kid Rock brought that point up. You see, that's how come I like, see, that, uh, this is what a channel is all about. The opinion of Kid Rock is welcome. That is good, Kid Rock. I congratulate you. Okay. Okay. American Made says, Kid Rock, what's up, man? Chris Rock says, Edwin, I can roll a nice Cuban cigar. Okay. Kid Rock, you treat people how you want to be treated. That is correct. Kid Rock says, hey, American Made, what's going on? Chris Rock says, immunity. American Made says, Bella Rose, good to see you. Bella Rose says, hello, American Made. Okay, okay. Okay. But I congratulate Kid Rock. Okay. Okay, I've been on the air for 1 hour and 26 minutes. And no one, I can't believe it. No one wants to be on the panel. I can't believe it. And I have room for 10 people on the panel. I don't understand why no one wants to be with me on the panel. Everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. Okay, to be clear, being that I've been on the air for an hour and a half, I'm gonna do a part two. I'm gonna do a part two. A part two on Cuba, because I only touch a few things, and I want to talk about the missile crisis. Because when I was a little boy, at that time I was a little kid. In the early '60s, there was a missile crisis with President Kennedy. Khrushchev was the prime minister of Russia, and Fidel Castro. Russia started. Russia started installing missiles in Cuba. So we in the United States, everybody got excited and panicked because them missiles were going to be pointed at us here in the United States. So a big turmoil happened. But I was just a little kid. I was just a little kid then. But I saw a lot of documentaries, and my mother told me about it, and all my family. Everyone lived at that time scared of a nuclear. And at that time in the schools, we used to have fire drills. That means that we used to get under our desk. They used to say at that time, if they would explode a nuclear bomb, that if we would get under the desk, we would be safe. That's what they used to tell us back then. Uh, only people my age, only people my age would remember that. Let me repeat it again. Back then in the early '60s, I would be like in second or third grade. At that time, in all public schools and all parochial schools and all private schools, they were fire drills. Okay, what was a fire drill? They used to have practice fire drills. As soon as we heard the bell, the teacher used to tell us, "Okay, everyone, everyone, hide underneath your desk." So we were all kids. So every kid used to hide underneath their desk in case of a nuclear attack. In other words, at that time, the belief was that if we would hide behind underneath our desk, we would be safe from a nuclear attack. But in reality, if a nuclear bomb would explode, we are gone in 1 second. We are all gone in 1 second. But that was the belief back then. If we would hide underneath our desk, no problem. Those that are young on the chat, ask your parents. Ask your parents. And if your parents or your grandparents or my age, I'm 67. Ask your parents. Uh, tell your parents to tell you about the fire drills when they were kids, and they will tell you the same story that I am telling you now. Okay. Kid Rock. Cuba is 90 miles. 90 miles from Miami. It's 90 miles. It's very close. Very close. Okay. Anyway, it is 1 hour and 31 minutes. So everyone, I'm gonna say goodbye because I don't like to extend. Being that no one wants to be with me on the panel, I am completely heartbroken, and I will cry myself to sleep, and I will ask myself, why doesn't anyone want to be with me on the panel? That is very sad. And tonight I will cry myself to sleep. I will and my tears, and I will cry tears of blood. I will cry tears of blood. Just some humor, just some humor. Okay, okay. So everyone, thank you for coming. This is your house. I will be back tomorrow. I will be back tomorrow, if God permits, at 1 o'clock in the morning, because this is the Vampire Network. Hold on, hold on. Okay, it is 2 o'clock in the morning. It is 2 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow I will be back again at 1 o'clock in the morning, if God permits. Why do I go on at 1 o'clock in the morning? Because I work. So the only time I really have free is after midnight. That's how come I always go on at 1 o'clock in the morning. But let me tell you, but there's a lot of shows that are on 24 hours and they go on. So everyone is welcome. Everyone is welcome. Okay, anyway, I will be back tomorrow at 1 in the morning, if God permits, and if God gives me life. In the name of God, in the name of the Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary, God bless everyone. Special prayers and special blessings to Kid Rock's mom. I want everyone, with the utmost respect, give a little prayer, a little blessing, and send a big hug to Kid Rock's dear mom, if God permits. So let me say good night to everyone individually. Good night, American Made. Good night. God bless you. Kid Rock, as always, good night and God bless you. And special blessings for your dear mom. Okay? Chris Rock, God bless you. Good night. And don't forget what I told you. I would advise you to meet some beautiful Cuban young ladies with the utmost respect. And I guarantee that you'll be married in 30 days, if God permits. But first, Chris, I would advise you, you must learn Spanish. You must learn Spanish because, check this out, Chris, this is just an advice. When you talk to a woman, if you talk to her in Spanish, it's much more romantic than when you talk to her in English. Write that down. Right? That is, with all respect, I hope no one gets offended. But when you talk to a woman in Spanish, it's much more romantic. Write that down, people. With all respect to the English language, that is my own opinion. That is my opinion. When you talk to a woman in Spanish, it's like it, she will marry you in a minute. You can write that down. And if you are, and check this out, and check this out, if you learn Italian, if you learn Italian and you talk to a woman in Italian, we're talking marriage in the spot. The moment you speak Italian to a woman, you have to get married right there on the spot. That's marriage. That's immediate marriage. That see, Italian, the Spanish language, the Italian language, them are languages of love, of romantic love. So write that down, Pete. Write that down. With all respect to the English language. Those that know how to speak Spanish and those that know how to speak Italian, that's how come they marry. And in the majority of the Italian families, that's how come all the old time Italian families, they used to have 10 and 13 kids. That's how come they had 10 and 13 kids. The the families were filled with blood. That's how come they had so many kids. Okay, okay. Bella Rose, good night. And God bless Isaiah. And being that Bella Rose is a woman, so I will say good night to her in Spanish. Hermosa señora Rosa, hermosa señora Rosa, buenas noches y le echo la bendición. You see? You see how that sounds? That is romantic. That is romantic. It's not the same. An example. Good night, Bella. You see? But now if I say it in Spanish, the whole environment changes. And after that, Miss Bella, I hope Mr. Rose does not beat me up. I'm gonna get beat up by Bella Rose's husband. No, but it's with respect. This is just a test. This was just a test. Okay, okay. Albanian Syndicate, good night. I only speak Spanish to women, not to men. Okay, okay. Minnie the Moocher, Minnie the Moocher. Buenas noches, hermosa dama. Buenas noches, hermosa Minnie. You see how that sounds? That sounds, that sounds, first before I say that, I gotta get the roses and the chocolates. See, once you have the roses and the chocolates, and you say that to a woman, boom, you are married in the moment. Okay, 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 everyone. Mikey, good night. Pain like bang, good night. Paul C, good night. Don Miko, good night. Okay, okay, wait, I'm going backwards. Okay. And we have Miss Jane Perry. Señora Perry, con todo el respeto que usted se merece, le echo la bendición y le doy un abrazo y le doy un beso en la frente. You see how that sounds? That is class. That is Puerto Rican class. Okay, okay. Enough of the humor. Okay, everyone, good night. In the name of God, in the name of the Holy Mother, the Virgin Mary, have a good night and have a beautiful and have a great productive Monday. And I will be back tomorrow with Cuba Part 2. With Cuba Part 2. Good night, everyone. Buenas noches y un abrazo.